Witness P-0516 is the third among 9 witnesses summoned to appear before Trial Chamber 5A in the Ruto and Sang trial. He was granted protective measures, including a pseudonym, image and voice distortion, and private sessions for some parts of his testimony. He testified through video link from an undisclosed location in Kenya from 22nd to 26th September 2014. On the 4th day of his testimony, at the prosecution's request, the witness was declared hostile by the chamber. This means that the prosecution was allowed to pose leading questions and cross-examine the witness. Answering questions from Office of the Prosecutor Senior Trial Lawyer Anton Steinberg, the witness said that in October 2012, he had met with 2 people who instructed him to contact the ICC's Office of the Prosecutor with a statement and to include information about events that never happened to give it more credibility. In return for such statement, the witness said he was supposed to receive money and to be relocated to another country.
One thing you seem to be fairly certain about is this period, that it was a period of 3.5 weeks. You've repeated that several times. Are you confident that it was in fact 3.5 weeks between your meeting and the interview? Is that right?
Naona hivyo kwa sababu
I think that is how it is. I said that because I was estimating the time between my meeting with these people and the time at which I went to location 4. I think it was approximately 3.5 weeks, because it was not up to a month.
All right. Well, I'm going to put it to you, Mr. Witness, that 3.5 weeks prior to your meeting with the investigators at location 4 on the 20th of November, it would have been impossible for you to be meeting with number 3 in Eldoret. Any comment before I proceed?
That sounds like an argument.
Your Honours, I intend to, perhaps I can ask to go into private session and I'll put it more directly.
Private session.
In his statement, the witness said that he was present at meetings held in 2007 at Mr. Ruto's house for 3 consecutive days with youth, women and elders, as well as a meeting at the house of Mr. Farouk Kibet. During his testimony now, he recanted his statement and said that he heard about the meetings from a third party. During the cross-examination by William Ruto's defense counsel, David Hooper, the witness said that he stopped cooperating with the Office of the Prosecutor because the financial benefits stopped once he was relocated, but also because he did some personal introspection and, as he said, checked his own conscience. Counsel Hooper read to the witness parts of his statement related to the events in the area where he had said he resided, and the witness said that it was false information. He further confirmed that he never heard William Ruto saying anything bad on radio. Joshua Arap Sang's defense counsel, Caroline Buisman, then cross-examined the witness.
At page 5, lines 14 to 16 of the same transcript, the prosecution put to you, where he asked you if he understood you to have said that while tuning into other programs, you may have come across Mr. Sang's show and listened to it casually. Then he asked if that was correct, and you said yes. And I want to see, because
don't tell him why you want to ask a question.
Do you recall that?
All right, witness, Ms. Bausman's question is this. Are you listening to me?
Ndio, Mr. President.
Our question is this. When the prosecutor was asking you questions, he had asked you at some point, is it the case that although you may not be usually listening to Mr. Sang's program deliberately, but it may be the case that while tuning into another radio station, you may happen upon Mr. Sang's program and listen casually, as opposed to tuning in to listen to Mr. Sang deliberately, that you may accidentally happen onto Mr. Sang and listen to it casually? And your answer was yes. Mr. Bassman is saying, do you recall testifying in that manner?
Nakumbuka, Mr. President.
I remember that, Your Honor.
So you heard him casually from, that's right, is it?
Ndivyo.
Yes, that is correct.
But as you also said, you were not really concentrated on these programs. That's right, is it not?
Ndivyo.
Yes.
So, witness, you have no specific details about who Mr. Sang's program, who was invited in Mr. Sang's program. Is that right? You do not know that, do you?
Ndivyo.
That is correct.
And you do not know who Mr. Sang was supporting, do you?
Ndivyo.
That is correct.
Witness, can you recall if you ever heard any peace messages from CAS FM?
Hapana.
No. I do not listen to CAS FM. I have already said that I usually listen to Citizen Radio.
Proceedings resume on Monday, 29th September, with the beginning of the testimony of the fourth prosecution witness summoned to appear. Why was witness 0604 declared hostile, and what does it mean?
Throughout the proceedings at the International Criminal Court, as is the case at the national courts, parties and participants can call witnesses. Witnesses can therefore be called by the prosecution, the defense, the legal representative of victims, or the judges. All witnesses, regardless of who calls them, are witnesses of the court and are called so that the judges can establish the truth about the events and the role of the accused. Witness 0604 was initially called by the prosecutor. However, at the prosecutor's request and having heard the submissions of the parties and participants, Trial Chamber 5A decided to declare him a hostile or an adverse witness. In their decision, the judges stated that this ruling is without prejudice to the Chamber's ultimate determination regarding the truthfulness of the testimony of this witness. This means that the ruling has no consequence on the judge's opinion of whether or not the witness is telling the truth. The evaluation of this matter will be done at a later stage and in light of the other evidence and testimonies available to the judges.